Hello folks, Killface on Baylor here. Today we are going to be on Baylor still, but as paragraphs. Um, and from here on out in this series, I will likely be wearing this fashion charm, just because the entirety of the Killface clan is wearing it, or almost the entirety of the clan. And I love this charm, but I just wanted to show you I haven't boosted this character in any other capacity, so I'm not. You can follow all of the things that I'm going to be doing in this series, or at least close to them, without having a main on a server. Even if you're just starting out, you may just not look quite as cool, and that's okay. This is a black sparkly charm token is what you would need in order to get this fashion set. And that is going to tend to be an expensive item, but it is entirely cosmetic. I get no benefit from it other than a cosmetic one and a cool points sort of benefit. So we're going to look at where we were in the quest line before, right? So we have 2 bounties. Halt the raise. This is going to be killing the Draken wildfires, and we'll look at that in a minute. And then this is the crookback crisis. So we need to go to crookback. Now, normally when you get this quest, you'll be standing in front of Lord McClure. And from here you will walk straight this way where the arrow is pointing out the back door. However, I want to take a look for a minute at the actual quest chain. Let's go to Heroes Landing, Ancient Ruins. And now, if your backpack is too full to go do something like this, you're going to want to stop by the bank, see my Castle Tutorial 2019 video for where the bank is if you can't find it. And then in the bank, you can put, oh, you know what, we better apply some stat points and all that. You can put the stuff in your bag that you don't need. So our stat points are pretty well applied so far. We've been going 2 and 3, I think. Yes, that's right. So 2 points in vitality, 3 points in strength per level. You'll notice our energy is still very low. Our gear is still very lame. We have not been applying skill points. We have a skill point in Pummel. Right now we're going to just go ahead and pile skill points into Protective Stance. Up until level 120 or so, this is going to be a pretty incredibly strong skill. And it also won't get interrupted by enemies. My sword really is not the greatest option for weapons. You used to be able to wield the torches these guys were dropping, but they were pretty terrible. And that actually had to be changed in order to make the quests work right in the new engine. When they were going to make it necessary to pick these up for a quest, then in order to get the correct sort of marks above the enemies and all those sorts of things, they had to make them an item. On the downside, you can't wield them. On the upside, I'll show you. Let's go to all. They stack now. So this used to take up 5 slots because weapons do not stack in slots like that, but an item, they can make it stack. So just a random item. It's a little glitched icon there that we got. I'll see at some point if I can duplicate the glitch. If ever your protective stance runs out, it's time to cast it again. That is not one of those skills like poison weapon or something that you need to time. This one, pretty much if it's run out, it's going to, or if it's recharged, it's going to run out soon enough that you might as well go ahead and cast it again. All right, now we're going to fast travel back to the castle, which you can always do for free. This is the nearest laystone to the bounty board. And this is why I'm such a big fan of the bounty board. I have a video talking about why bounty tokens are worth much more than what they go for on most servers. That doesn't necessarily mean you can change the bounties themselves. This is actually a good point. It doesn't mean you can change the price of the bounty tokens. But it does mean that you can, or pledges rather, but it does mean that you can consistently get a good price for them as a low level, easy way to make gold, and also as a high level you'll always be making gold off of it. So basically, at least you know you're dealing with an unusual value for a barter item. It's something you can kind of leverage to make more gold both at lower and higher levels relatively quickly. So this is an elite bounty. Normally they're basically triple what you would get from a regular bounty or somewhere in that range. And so 2 coast prowlers need to be defeated. Now that's going to be over on the causeway steps, I believe. Yep, we're going to fast travel to the causeway steps, and you'll notice even with all those torches, I can still fast travel quite easily. We're going to look for X's. We don't find any X's. What does that mean? It means that we need to kill wolves here, and there's a possibility that the coastal prowlers are actually going to be stuck more to the coast, which means I'm not in the greatest spot for this. And also this bounty will be much easier to do once I get a better weapon, which will happen during the crookback quest chain that's coming up. All I want to do here is to give you a little bit of a feel of how a longtime player might approach the whole idea of starting new from scratch without a transfer or anything like that. And I'm going to try to duplicate that in this series as much as I can. The melee combat going up that you saw there, all that is every time that you cast a skill, you'll start to gain more of your melee combat ability or whatever combat ability happens to apply to your class. So maybe it's ranged combat ability, maybe it's cunning if you're a rogue. And then I probably just need to wait for those to respawn. Oh well, we'll continue with the quest chain and then come back to this. Then your weapon ability, sword ability, axe ability, whatever it is, can be trained by using the appropriate style weapon. And here is our axe ability, which we're going to go ahead and learn that. We also want to learn the hammer ability and the spear and the novelty ability, with the axe being the most important, then hammer, then spear, then novelty, in my opinion. As a warrior under this situation, you'll learn sword automatically. Oh, I ran too far. Oops. Okay. When you're a noob, you're a noob. Anyway, normally you'll have gotten a quest here. You'll walk straight through this door, and then almost immediately out to a laystone, which is kind of nice. Stops you from having to make that same run. Not quite immediately. Notice I said almost. So we talked to Eustace the Scout. He used to be in a very different position. Still getting used to this newer quest chain. Notice how I run this way to make sure that I get this laystone. Also, get the quest from this druid as early as possible, because all he's going to want you to do is travel to a bunch of different laystones. So as you unlock the laystones, you can easily check off pieces of the quest. We're going to go ahead and talk to Rafferty the Romantic. He's going to give us a bunch of these guys to kill. And we can do that because we get 20 gold from him, which is an easy way to make gold. What on earth? Okay, sorry. I just want to cast my skill, and this guy really, really wants to run and go kill something. Not totally sure what it is. But I think these, I'm sorry. My phone is glitching. I think these coast wolves have the possibility of spawning the coastal prowlers that we need for our bounty. So we'll go ahead and fight this guy a little bit. Realize that it's truly sad. All I'm trying to do here is get an idea that I'm clearing the correct types of mobs. You know what? Before I get too off track with that, let's... these have a possibility of dropping Rafferty's ring. And when you turn that into him, that'll be worth 20 gold and some XP. And the upside to doing it now, there you go. I found Rafferty's ring. Now I get another X. Go back to it. Here you go. And you see I got both XP and gold out of that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The easiest way to learn, as far as leveling up, how to apply your points is something like what I just did. We're going to go ahead and put points in Pummel here. You have some options, but mostly your only starting skills that you're going to want points in are Protective Stance and Pummel. Maybe you will want to wait, not put points in Protective Stance, and then do put them in Frenzy, but that's more of a damage-centric build. It's a little less tough if it's your first time playing through. I think Protective Stance is a bit stronger and significantly more forgiving. Giant Swing is a great skill, but I wouldn't put points in it because then it takes more energy and you just don't get enough damage in return for those points. Pummel is instant cast and you auto right through it, which means that it's basically free damage. You don't interrupt your auto attacks. See how I miss an auto attack while I'm casting Stance? That doesn't happen with Pummel. Watch my auto animations, right? And when I throw Pummel, it just ignores my auto animations entirely. Oh, so what that is it tells me that yes, we did clear the right thing and we need to go kill Coast Wolves. But before we go kill Coast Wolves, since we're over here, we're going to do this portion of the quest because there's a laystone right inside the door in here. And once we have that laystone, then we can easily fast travel back. Now, it's not automatically upgrading my armor at this point, so I need to be upgrading it. And these could be dropped, but I'm going to bank them because that's pretty much what I always do. This gem, I could get a bounty for it, so I might keep it for now. These torches, I could get bounties for them, I think, although I'm not certain. Okay, so now they want me to go and watch. I'll throw Giant Swing. It actually takes my equipped weapon damage into account and adds some to it, so I get a little better than an auto, but I get a long delay, so it's not a huge upside. But, you know, it has its uses. It's not completely useless either. But the big deal is that this is level 1 with no points in it. It's still decent. It will remain decent at level 1 all the way through the game. And you need a lot of gear to make it decent with skill points in it because the energy cost is higher and the damage output is just not that much higher. Okay, now that this is done, we talk to the ranger again and she'll send us inside. I think she's going to have me try Taunt on one. Is she? Taunt is a tank skill. It's pretty amazing. Oh, what does it want me to do now? It does. Okay. So it wants me to taunt a cave guard, but it hasn't put an X over it. Oh, because I don't have to, I don't think that I have to actually kill it. I think I only have to taunt it. All that taunt does is it basically makes things mad at you. Very good for a tank warrior who's not going to be doing any damage, but who wants things to chase him. There is... Oh, and the starter packs I do think are a good use of platinum. So let's take a look at that now. Go into the item shop. you get these basically once per account per server or once per account. I don't remember, but if you create multiple characters on the same account, you can't use it. So here's this. You'll get almost none of this in your pack. A lot of it is going to be just automatically applied to your character, but pretty much all of it is super useful. Backpack expansions let you fast travel with more items in your bag. Health and energy sigils regen your health and energy out of combat by more. The resurrection idol will let you come back to life in one particular spot. The super combination elixir is just fantastic for leveling. That will be used later. It quadruples the amount of XP you have, increases your energy and health regen, your attack speed, all kinds of things. It's amazing. And then this one, just kind of more of the same. And you can see they tell you what it's worth if you were to just buy all the items out of the platinum shop. So at the point where you have 60 platinum, I would be tempted to buy a chest. But that's kind of up to you. All right, you'll see I have lots of quests here. You don't want the miner's quest. He gives you a laystone fragment, which lets you travel one time with an overloaded pack, but it's much better to just go ahead and save and buy backpack and bank expansions. This, however, gives me a bracelet with 10 armor and some XP for doing the quest, and this gives me a necklace with 15 energy. And again, I get some XP for doing the quest. So basically all that I'm looking for is, okay, where do I want to stop and go back and do that elite bounty because it was good, and where am I going to... there we go. Okay, now I have to kill this guy. I'm actually going to run all the way through. Oh, okay, fine. You want to fight? Let's fight. Well, okay, that worked. I am now the One Punch Man. Yay. Okay. 3 there, 2 there. And at level 15, my cap for skills will go up. But for now, I'm just going to load into these 2. I'll have to buy other skills from players or from the shop, so they'll be, or from the, auction house, so they'll be more expensive. All I'm looking for is a place where it's going to run me back to a laystone, like what we have here, right? Okay, I get no benefit from going there, as opposed to if I go there from somewhere else. I can just go there whenever. So instead, what I'm going to do is go back to Lewis Reach. Check on my little X's there. Get an idea of which mobs I needed to kill to get them to spawn. And it looks like I actually have enough spawned that I can just kill them, which will be nice. We want to go ahead and throw that before we get into combat so I can regen just a little bit. You'll notice these are a bit stronger opponents, that it's lasting pretty well against me, but also my bounty will give me plenty of gold XP and a higher chance at a purple or green bounty token, which is worth a lot of gold. I believe that the orange or red token or whatever it is, bronze token, is worth about 800 gold on Epona, more on other servers, I suppose. Depends on the price of mount tokens. I saw mount tokens selling for 50k here, so then it's going to go up to about 1,000 gold. But then the green token is worth 10 of those, and the blue or purple token, depending on which phone you have and what your graphics settings are, is going to be worth, what, I guess 25k. So I only got the 1k version, which is a bummer. But I did get 1000 XP, which is great. So these are just quests to get bounty pledges, which let me get more bounties, as you can see here. I need a bounty pledge for that. And the other one was just a quest to get skills that I might need for other bounties. Now, I'm actually going to come in here to my skills, and I'm going to take these off. That one, that one. We can lose the restoration potion. I don't need that. Taunt isn't super useful for leveling, but I do have uses for it here and there in the quest line, so... Anyway, oops, sorry. Now I'm going to go back to where my quest is so you can see why I did what I did. Crookback Hollow. See, now I have a laystone here and my quest is right next to it. I saved myself a significant amount of travel by waiting till the time when I had to travel back to the laystone anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you could literally continue this for the whole game, although there's a good chance that you will rebuild at some point. And now that I have maxed for my level, stance, and pummel, and that I won't actually up my skill point capacity until level 15, I'm going to just continue to amass skill points. Oh, this reminds me, darn it. I need to do the critical strike and critical skills quests, and I will do a walkthrough for those soon. That spider there is not actually meant to be fought. It's to cast a skill on to learn the spider pet ability. Anyway, we trick this highly gullible, extremely effective spy into just telling us whatever. You do not have to be wearing a similar cloak to him. I just happen to be wearing one. So, yeah, that was coincidence. All of these opponents are relatively weak intentionally so that you can make it through this part of the game while learning to play. Okay, so let me check the map. Yeah, this is fine. Often I will run down, see what's at the bottom of my screen now with the grayed out exclamation points. That is the redstone cavern, and I'll often run down and collect that laystone. But for now, I think we'll end the video here, and then we'll come back to this later and look at some of the things that I do when I go into Crookback. So this is the next quest. It's called Bribes, right? And I'll go ahead and tell him that I'll get his bribes back, right? And then when I do this run, I'm going to run along all those rooms, complete one of the quests at the old laystone, and then come all the way down to this new laystone. So I'll try and do a video on that. And until then, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.